He assumed power, he's been visiting Russia and 3 African nations. China has been increasing aid and influence in African countries that produce natural resources. On the surface, relations between Chinese and Africans appear friendly, but some Africans harbor concerns about the Chinese. So China is taking steps to prove it's a good friend. NHK World's Michitaka Yamaka reports.
The city of Yiwu is home to China's largest wholesale market. Vendors sell products ranging from clothing to general goods. Many products are destined for export. A lot of Africans travel here to buy goods. They come from Sudan, Ethiopia, and about 30 other countries. This Ugandan buyer specializes in jewelry. He buys rings and other accessories and sells them across East Africa.
In business, you don't say you are making a lot of money. We are progressing in the business. So when we come to China and we buy things in our country, people like it. And that's why we normally come here to buy.
Trade between China and Africa is soaring. Chinese authorities say that since 2000, the total value has multiplied 20 times. By last year, it had reached $200 billion. But the trade is clearly balanced in China's favor. 60% of goods Chinese sell to Africans are electric appliances and machinery. But 70% of what Chinese buy from Africans are raw materials like oil or iron ore. Some are concerned that this shows Africans have become dependent on Chinese goods. 2 years ago, the city opened its first market exclusively for goods made outside China. At this market in central EU, products such as these are on offer. They are sold at shops specializing in African-made goods. Merchants from more than 20 African countries are represented here. Municipal authorities offer a variety of incentives to vendors. They enjoy free rent for up to 3 years, and the city offers low-interest loans. Lujanto Gizeo runs one of the shops. She's from Cameroon. She spent 20 years there selling ornaments and traditional music instruments to European buyers. But the credit crisis threatened her business. She decided to set up shop here in January last year. A buyer from Shanghai drops in. African products sell well in cities, as an increasing number of residents are well off. They often decorate their houses with African goods.
Chinese people really like African products.
I'm very happy for EU, for Chinese. I'm glad and I'm fun for Chinese.
A market manager says he is determined to invigorate the market even further. He feels this would give African products a greater chance of being bought by Chinese.
I'll try to make more Chinese familiar with African products sold in the market. It'd be great if we could help correct the trade imbalance between China and Africa.
The Chinese are taking steps to expand their influence over African nations. Their attempts to build more viable trade relations have just begun.
And Michitaka Yamaka now joins us from our Beijing studio. So what's motivating China to try correcting its trade imbalance with Africa?
China's massive economic assistance is welcomed by African nations. But it's also raising concerns that China is exploiting Africa the way Western nations have done. In EU, I met African traders who said they were unhappy about Chinese businesses buying farmland in Africa or acquiring rights to natural resources. The Chinese appear to be diffusing these bad feelings by correcting the trade imbalance.
I see. So how is China going to assist Africa from now on?
President Xi Jinping told Africans he is committed to supporting their countries. And in his speech in Tanzania, he stressed that press ahead. China views Africa not just as a key supplier of natural resources for its economic growth, but as a promising market for China's goods. By helping Africans build infrastructure,